Hey guys, it's SabersMan31 and this is my 2015 Stanley Cup Finals predictions video. The Chicago Blackhawks and the Tampa Bay Lightning have had a stellar playoff run, and now they have to face each other to win the Stanley Cup. Now I'm going to do an in-depth look at each team's playoff run. The Chicago Blackhawks have had another fantastic year, and they are in the Stanley Cup Final for the third time in 6 seasons. They started off in the first round against a very hard team to play against in the Nashville Predators, and Corey Crawford wasn't up to the task. Their backup goaltender Scott Darling really stepped up for them and helped them get past a couple games until Corey Crawford was able to get back. Then in the second round they swept the Minnesota Wild and eliminated them for the third time in 3 seasons. The third round, however, was where they faced real adversity. They were down 3-2 against the Anaheim Ducks. The Anaheim Ducks were looking as good, if not better, as they did when they won the Stanley Cup in 2007, but Captain Jonathan Toews stepped up and won 2 games in a row for them to send them to the Stanley Cup Finals. The Tampa Bay Lightning were an offensive powerhouse all season long in the Eastern Conference, but many didn't think they'd make it much farther than the first round against the Detroit Red Wings. Tyler Johnson and goaltender Ben Bishop really stepped up and helped them win in 7 games. Then they went on to face the Montreal Canadiens, who had swept them the year before. Everyone thought it would be similar results with Montreal going back to the Eastern Conference Finals. But no, the Tampa Bay Lightning showed that they were the better team this year, and then went on to the Eastern Conference Finals against the New York Rangers, and that series went the distance to 7 games, but in the end they outmatched the New York Rangers and are going on to the Stanley Cup Finals. This series looks like it will be one of the most exciting series this decade. 2 offensive powerhouses are going against each other, with names like Jonathan Toews, Patrick Kane, and Steven Stamkos, and Tyler Johnson, Ryan Callahan, Marian Hossa. The list goes on for great players. It will be a complete toss-up who's going to win which games. Who knows, the Blackhawks might come out winning 2-0. The Lightning might come out winning 2-0. They might split the first 2 games, split the first 2 second games, and it could go on like that throughout the entire series. I think the series will go the distance, and it will go to 7 games. Back in December, I went on vacation to Tampa Bay and to Walt Disney World, and I went to Tampa Bay to a Lightning versus Sabres games at the Amalie Arena. When I was in line to get in, there was a man in front of me in a Steven Stamkos jersey, and we started talking because we had to wait like 20 minutes before they opened the door. He was from England. He'd just moved to Tampa Bay in 2004. So I said to him, 2004, that's awesome. Did you see the Stanley Cup parade? He's like, no, I came in September that year. I missed the Stanley Cup parade and I got stuck with the lockout. But I told him, well, the Lightning are a very good team this year. You might be looking at one for 2015. I called it back in December, and I'm calling it now. I'm saying that the Tampa Bay Lightning will win the Stanley Cup in 7 games in a hard-fought series, one that we will remember for generations. I love how the Stanley Cup playoffs bring no-name players up to an elite status. I think Tyler Johnson is a prime example of a guy who flies under the radar on the big stage, and he brings it. I think he is the top candidate to win the Conn Smythe Trophy as the most valuable player of the playoffs for the Tampa Bay Lightning.